Hi, I'm Todd Terrell, and this is What Happens After CCIM. My name is Todd Terrell. I came to Ball State University in 1979 and I graduated in 1983. My parents were happy that I did that on time. I have jumped through a series of jobs, but I'm currently working for Southern Company, which is a large energy company in the Southeast. We own electric utilities and natural gas utilities, and we have a renewable energy portfolio. And I am their external communications director. My very first job out of school, and I give all the credit to Ball State, was as a news gathering employee at a TV station in Spartanburg, South Carolina. I got on with WSPA TV. It's the CBS affiliate in South Carolina. And I was given a field reporter's responsibility. I was a cameraman, videographer, editor. I was not on-camera reporter. I was given a job offer from CNN. At that time, in 1983, CNN was 2 years old, and they had hired so many kids graduating from Georgia and Florida and South Carolina and Alabama that they started a program called their VJs, their video journalists. And they were doing phone call interviews over the phone. You could graduate and get a job at CNN. It seemed implausible to me, but I got a phone interview with CNN, and they sent me an offer letter, and I still have the offer letter at home. They offered me $9,800 a year to come and work 40 hours a week. And I remember calling the recruiter and asking, how does somebody live in Atlanta, Georgia on $10,000 a year? And the lady just laughed and chuckled. She said, they make it. They usually buddy up with 4 or 5 other friends, guys, and they live in like a domicile and they work a lot. We pay overtime, so you'll make more than that. I said, yeah, no, I'm not really down for several more years of like dormitory-like life living. So I turned it down, and I ended up landing a job where I did an internship. I wanted to be on camera, and I really pressed the newsroom director to let me do some on-camera work. So he asked me to repackage some of the stories I had just shot for the reporter, and he liked them, which really surprised me. He liked them, so he let me start doing Saturdays. I could be a Saturday reporter, and then Tuesday through Friday, I was still cameraman editor for the reporter on the team. Well, I got enough on-air stuff to put a reel together and started farming it out to other places, and I landed a job in Augusta, Georgia at the ABC affiliate in Augusta. Loved it there. I was the agriculture reporter because I was from the Midwest. I was the religion reporter because of my Catholicism. While I was there, the Pope came to one of the big football stadiums in the Southeast, and I got to go cover that. I covered business because of my business degree. So I did that for about 3 years, and I was starting to look to move to a bigger market because that was the game back then. There weren't 1,300 channels like there are today. There were 3 in each local market, and that was about it. It just so happened that one of the big companies, Georgia Power, had approached me about possibly doing some communications work for them. And so we talked, and they hired me. And Georgia Power is the largest subsidiary of Southern Company, which is where I work today. I've been with the Southern Company family for coming up on 32 years. Now, they've moved me around a lot, so it's been a wonderful career. Every 2, 3, 4 years, I would be presented with a new opportunity. I've worked in their nuclear unit as a communicator. I've worked at their largest electric utility, Georgia Power. I worked at their smallest electric utility, Mississippi Power. I moved to Gulfport, Mississippi, and worked there for 5 years. I'm at the parent company now, Southern Company, and this is my 3rd tour of duty at the parent firm, which I love, and I hope to complete my journey and finish strong here at Southern Company. That's the short of it, really. I've been blessed because I never really had to go look for another job. many, many times, because you do a good job where you are, the next opportunity comes to you organically. The biggest challenge I had in my professional career is I was at Mississippi Power, and I was interviewing for the job there. They asked me to come down and interview, and it was on August the 26th, 2005. I'll never forget the date. 3 days later, Hurricane Katrina swept through that village community, and absolutely devastated the area. I'll never forget, I was in the type of role where I provided back office support to them from Southern Company during that time when they were in their recovery phase. And a few days had gone by, and I told my wife, well, I'm not going to get that job. They're probably going to keep someone local. And I would, if I were hiring, I would keep the local guy who knows the landscape and everything. We're probably not going to get that opportunity. They called me a couple days later and offered me the job. And I'll never forget the boss I ended up working for. I said, well, sure, can I bring my wife down and have her look around? And he kind of chuckled and he said, if you bring her down here, you're definitely not taking this job. He said, she won't come here if she sees this place because it's pretty rough. So I said, well, how about 24 hours? So we went home and talked about it. And I took the job. We were there for 5 years. It was really, really hard. It was really difficult. The infrastructure was gone. Streets were washed out. Schools were closed. I had a staff of 25, 26 people. 2/3 of them were out of their homes. They were coming to work every day, not missing work, and then they were going home to a FEMA trailer in their driveway while they tried to recover with their house. When I went down there, because there weren't really houses to buy, I lived in a FEMA trailer for 6 months. And it was at the company's power plant. They staged a bunch of FEMA trailers out there, and I took one of them because there was nowhere to live. It was a really, really difficult time, not so much for me, but for the people and the work they did. Their safe haven was work. Everything else was a catastrophe. Everything else was chaos. But they would come to work every day, and we gave them some normalcy. I rise pretty early. I like to start early. I think it comes from my early TV days. I would come in early and check the board and see if there's an assignment. If there's no assignment, it's time to enterprise. It's time to find something. I sort of still do that every day. I roll into work and I'm looking at my calendar to see what appointments I have there, and I'm thinking of, who else I need to talk to fill in some gaps I might have. My team handles social media, HR communications, investor communications. We have media relations, our homepage. Think about all the things I just described to you. Most of those things didn't even exist when I was learning about communications at Ball State. My jobs, my careers have always allowed me to learn new technologies. And so I always try to make that a part of my day too. What else can I do? Where can we push for excellence? Where can we push for higher achievement? But I work at a big company. And when you're at the parent firm of a big company, there are lots of meetings, lots of strategy, lots of debate and discussion, back and forth, pushing on one another about what's the right path forward. We're a really large company that impacts the community and serves the community. And so we have lots of long discussions about strategy going forward. It's a part of the job that I really like also. My current work, in one word, is probably mentor. It's that stage in my career and in my life where I can give back. I have a small team, but it's a very young team. The average age is probably 25 or 26. And when you have as much experience as I've had and seen as much of the business, the different business units that we have, it's a good opportunity for me to give back to the young people and teach them what I know. So I do a lot of mentoring. For my immediate boss, I catch a lot of stuff that doesn't fall in a perfect category. It may not be internal communications, it may not be social media, it may not be media relations, it could be something else. And I catch a lot of that stuff. But even through all of those things, those all give me the opportunity still to provide mentoring to the young people. And it's probably the favorite part of my career right now. I absolutely love being with the young people. They give you a new energy. They keep you enthused about the work every day. And they teach me. I'm a real strong believer in that if you're not growing, then you are dying. I learn from them every day. I have aha moments. It's like, wow, I didn't understand that. I didn't get it. So thank you for teaching me that or sharing that with me.